we're talking about the soul and ego and the choices. So you said about 10% coming from the external one, 40% from the daily choices. What else making
So
us
50% of our happiness, our long-term sense of well-being comes from our genetics. So some of us, I come from a family, my mom suffered from depression. She was an alcoholic. She was an incredible woman, but I have that in me. So I have suffered from depression in my life, anxiety. My dad was very optimistic. So that's why I've got like a good combination of genes. But in the same way, you might have diabetes in your genetics. You can't control that, but you can control how much sugar you eat. You can
ah,
control how much you exercise. And so that's where happiness becomes a habit. It's not this
ah,
thing that you're waiting to happen and putting over there. And I know it's also quite a Western idea that we've created this model for success and happiness that tells us if you're successful, then you'll be happy. And, these are all the movies. This is what we're watching. But when you get successful, then you get happy. And all that happens is when you have success, you buy the house, you then go, oh no, they've got a bigger house. Now I need to get a bigger house. And if you put happiness on the other side of that, we're never going to get there.
yeah,
So what science is showing and what my personal experience of turning depression around in my life was that if I got happy here, if I was grateful here, if I made kind choices here, that gave me the energy that started getting me some of the material things. I sit here with
mm,
some nice looking trophies. But when I was chasing this last year and I worked hard and my ego was involved, but my soul luckily was more involved,
yeah,
I realized my ego wanted the trophy, but my soul wanted how much the contest was going to make me grow.
yeah,
Because you can lose this can go away, but no one can take away how much I grew through competing. And when
ah,
I realized that, and I kept choosing the growth, going, it'll be great if I get a trophy because that'll prove that, I achieved what I wanted to achieve, but I'm here for the growth. It changed the experience.
beautiful. So the goal is not the goal, but the goal is the measurement of the growth and actually the impact that you have made, because that trophy opens up a lot of doors for you to make impact and we get to know you. So I think that's important of the soul to overweight the voice of maybe no trophy, but keep you going on that. So thanks for that. And you mentioned on the the choices and the external factor. So we also go back a little bit. We had dream and we identify whether it comes from the soul or from the ego. And you mentioned about the turning point in your life when you lost your loved one. Uh, Sorry for hearing that loss because your father is very important to you. So how can a person who does not have that loss of their loved one or some kind of physical accident to brand themselves, or let's say have some kind of habits to make them gear back or reignite themselves to make that turn?
Yeah. So I remember after losing my dad, I remember saying it took pain to wake me up. It shouldn't take pain to keep me awake. And as humans, we have this, it's a design flaw where we do wait for the loss or the heartbreak or the health crisis to change. We look at how the world changed in lockdown. There was things that we'd been asking to change. We were forced to change, but why didn't we change them before it was a crisis?
Mm,
So I think there's a few things, and I work with a lot of businesses and teams helping them with their strategy, which is about designing the future. And so it's a matter of going, we don't have to wait for a crisis, but we can find a thinking partner. We can work with a team to go, what excites us? What is it that where we want to go that is more exciting than where we currently are? Because if we don't have something exciting, and that's why you do have to have goals, but if you don't have something exciting to go to, you'll just stay here. And so that's why even when someone decides to go, I'm going to sign up for my first half marathon, and they've never run before, what does that do? That makes them embrace the discomfort of getting fit. And they
mm,
find friends that are going to help them and they start training. But if they hadn't signed up for the half marathon, they might not have done any exercise. So I think even if you don't have that big, clear goal and dream, it's to just go, a year from now, what would I love to have done? What would have really filled my soul with joy? And let me put those down as goals and then go, okay, if I want to get there, what are the choices I have to make here to start moving in that direction? And that can ignite us. And then we don't have to wait for pain. And so I think, like, if you're afraid of public speaking, go join Toastmasters and start learning how to speak. But put yourself in a place where people are becoming more, and there you might have bigger dreams that get ignited, and then you're not waiting for the crisis for you to make the change. So it's a challenging one, because if we leave it up to human nature, we'll wait for the crisis.